Alright guys, let's get started on episode 5 of Obscure 80s Toys. Well, obscure kinda. I'm glad some people remember them, and to other people they're brand new or they're forgotten gems. So let's start with Ring Raiders from Matchbox, mid-1980s. The Ring Raiders toy line consisted of primarily small 4cm long plastic toy planes mounted on a plastic ring on a detachable stand. The stands allowed the aircraft a small degree of mobility. Relatively few molds were produced for this toy line. Most of the aircrafts were repainted 3 or 4 times each. The line was rather short-lived, lasting about 6 months. I got a lot of recommendations to do this one, so this had to have been popular with a bunch of kids. There was also a cartoon based on these in futuristic 1998. Cops and Crooks from Hasbro, 1988. Another toy line that had a cartoon that I absolutely loved as a kid in the 80s. Not going into the cartoon too much, which again I have to say was awesome. The toys were really great. They came out before the cartoon, I'm pretty sure. That's why they had the moniker of Cops and Crooks. They were all about 6-7 inches high. They all had pretty good articulation. The police officers, the criminals, and they all came with a cap gun firing mechanism which simulated gunshots. These things were amazing. Chrissy from Ideal Toys, 1971. So 71 guys, so we're gonna start branching out to other decades for toys. This was requested, saying that there wasn't enough girl toys, so I'm gonna try and put in a girl toy, to be fair to the ladies. Maybe once every other episode. I'm not too up to date on girl toys, but I started with Chrissy because it seemed really interesting. You could change the length of her hair without cutting it. She came with a lot of dress up features, and this was a popular toy in the early to mid 70s. Another recommendation / request, the Micronauts from Mego, 1976. Another 70s toy. Micronauts are based off of a Japanese created toy line, Microman, in the early 70s. The thing of note for Micronauts is, at the time in the 70s, it had the most articulation points for a toy that size, which was under 4 inches. Micronauts also had connectors that made it possible to transfer pieces between more than one toy. I sound like a robot during that segment because I don't remember Micronauts. Beetlejuice Kenner, 1989. Another 80s movie that, you could argue wasn't necessarily for children, but it got its own cartoon spin-off and a toy line as well. Being produced for only 1 year, 1989 to 1990, these toys were based off of the movie. If you look at the variations in Beetlejuice characters, it's all things that he quickly changed into in the movie, Showtime, Pincushion, etc. And you also get a few of the secondary characters. I don't know if they ever based any off the cartoon, which is a shame because that was pretty enjoyable. Crystar by Remco, 1983. Another reason why I love doing this series, I had no idea about this toy. This was a recommendation, so I had to Google it, and looking back at them now, this was a toy I would have definitely played with. The toy line was based off Marvel Comics, where Crystar and his brother, the Order of Forces, and again guys, let me know in the comment if I'm wrong, battle evil. Crystar and his followers are made of crystal, and then the brother is made of molten lava. Looks pretty interesting. I'd like to know more. RoboForce, Ideal Toy Company, 1984, and it actually was revived in 2013. The original toy line featured robot action figures with suction cup bases and a crusher arm. In addition, each figure also included another gimmick or two, like a hook arm or extendable guns. Beside the action figures, the main character, Max Steel, also had a programmable robot and an erector set based off of him. And again, in 2013, the toy line was resurrected by Toyfinity. And that's going to do it for another episode, guys. Thank you so much for checking it out. If there's anything that I haven't covered yet in the 5 or 6 videos, please let me know. Recommend a toy line. I really want to try and get to as many as possible before I run out of steam doing this, but that's not happening anytime soon. So we'll have another video coming up on the main channel, Loch's Nest Monster. Go check that one out in a few days, and if you missed any, they're all in a helpful playlist, so check that out as well. Thanks a lot, guys.